Hey there, Duck fans. Welcome to yet another something new that I'm trying. Hoping that you guys enjoy it. But I know a lot of folks, enjoy the video content that's being produced around the web. Not really my forte, not my specialty, but I will do my best to jump in the ring here. What I'm simply doing here, something I'm currently going to call the ScoopDuck Daily, because I felt that the ScoopDuck Quickie probably wouldn't fly with corporate. So we're going to stick with the Scoop Duck Daily for now. Just quick 2 to 4 minute videos that I'll be trying to do multiple times per week. Will not be every day. I don't have the ability to do this every day, but as there's big news or as a day or two goes by and there's a couple things to talk about, I'll hit on them real quick. And again, this is just going to be a 2 to 4 minute video. At times, I'll take questions and try and incorporate those when possible. That won't be today, of course, but so just kind of buckle up for this content that we'll be adding to the site and that I will be doing hopefully every week and again multiple times per week. For starters, today we'll just talk real quick about the loss to UW in the Pac-12 title game. I don't want to kick a dead horse here, but really just a tough way to end the season. To lose to Washington for third straight time, for a second time this season, in kind of what is such a similar fashion. Their strengths really matched up with Oregon's weaknesses on defense. Kalen DeBoer showed why he's such a successful coach and has such an incredible winning percentage in his head coaching career. You just got to tip your cap. I think they used the fuel of being the underdog in the game, even though they were unbeaten, and kind of the disrespect they'd gotten the weeks leading up to that game in the rankings and not being talked about, and everybody talking about Oregon. So I don't blame them. They came out charged, and Oregon really just kind of came out flat and came out like they expected to win, and all they had to do was show up, and clearly Washington took that personally. So I'm not going to hamper there. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that was kind of at the time we thought it might be Bo Nix's last game, but he's decided he'll play in the Fiesta Bowl, which I think is awesome. I wish more players would do that. Understand why they don't, but I love it when they do. Really appreciate Bo Nix for doing that. Just such a great young man. A guy that you would want your kids to look up to in all the ways beyond football as well. So love that we'll get to see Bo Nix one last time. Unfortunately, it's against Liberty in the Fiesta Bowl, which I know very few are excited about. You should be excited about the fact that your Ducks will get a whole month of bowl prep practices, which are incredibly important for the team and especially the young guys. You should be thankful that the game's in Scottsdale, Arizona. That's not a bad place to go watch a bowl game, not a bad place to spend your New Year's there. And, then we'll get to watch the Ducks one more time and maybe get to see some of the young guys play a little bit more. Kind of a trap game for Oregon. You're favored to win. You should win. And if for some reason you don't, it's kind of a double-edged sword there. But we'll just pretend Oregon's going to win this game, and we'll see a good Ducks game against Liberty. We'll talk more about the game in the coming weeks. No need to spend a lot of time on it today. Today's really the biggest thing, the transfer portal. A lot of activity there, a lot going on. So far the Ducks currently, as I'm doing this, have lost 4 players to the transfer portal. Ashton Cozart announced last week. Chris Hudson today, also a wide receiver, Damon David, and Braylon Addison. Those 4 have decided to play their college elsewhere from Oregon. So I don't think there's any reason to be too upset. Those players were kind of expected to jump in the portal. I think Dan Lanning will keep the players that he needs to at Oregon in this cycle, which is great. Last big news I'll touch on here real quick. Obviously, transfer portal giveth and the transfer portal taketh away. On the giveth side, the Ducks are entertaining quarterbacks in the transfer portal. Big one that I hinted about was Dylan Gabriel jumping in the portal first thing Monday morning. The Oklahoma quarterback certainly has ties to Oregon, interest in Oregon, mutual interest both ways. That's certainly one to watch. Cam Ward's been a hot name to watch as well. Really good quarterback, dynamic out of Washington State. I think the Ducks are kicking the tires on both of them. And I just wouldn't leave out the fact that, Dante Moore could end up at Oregon. I think if Dante Moore does end up at Oregon, he comes knowing that he's not being handed a starting job and that potentially he might need to sit a year, and whether it's behind Gabriel or Cameron Ward or some other transfer quarterback, he might sit behind a year, behind a guy for a year that might be a little bit more polished. So certainly the kind of big storyline right now, but like I said, as I continue to do these multiple times per week, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a couple of days, we'll touch on more subjects. But thank you guys for tuning in. And again, feel free to leave comments and let me know how I can do these better from now on. Thank you, guys.